Hello and welcome to the What's Good with Gil and Larry podcast on the Box Office Buzz 302 channel. We are coming to you from Northern Delaware. I am Gilly Rosari. My main man, Larry Loper, is here as per usual. And on this show, the docket, we got a bunch of things to talk about. Obviously, we got our normal football stuff. WWE, the return of AJ Lee. It's only been like 13 years or 12 years since she's been here. And of course, we're going to do what the national media is not doing. And we're going to talk about the big fight that's happening this Saturday on Netflix between Canelo Alvarez and Terrence Crawford. But as always, we start with the football. We are going to do a week one review followed by week two preview. So let's do the review first. Week one, there were a few bangers to get us, kicked off. I think that Jets-Pittsburgh game was awesome at the end. Found a way to win. It's disappointing to me, but it is what it is. What'd you think of that the Pittsburgh Steelers at the Jets?
Oh man, that game right there was the game of games. I was highly impressed with both quarterbacks. Both quarterbacks are highly impressive. I thought Aaron Rodgers looked like vintage Aaron Rodgers. I was proud of Justin Fields because he commanded the offense. It was a well-run offense. They punched in a lot of touchdowns. The defense took a day off that day. Um, it was just a great. It was great for both quarterbacks, in my opinion, man. It was the type of start that you wanted for both quarterbacks. You know, the questions that was around Aaron Rodgers was he did he still have it in the tank? Obviously, it goes to show you what a good offensive coordinator does, you know, on both levels. And I thought that with Justin Fields being in New York, that one, he commanded the offense. He was poised. He not only killed them with his legs, but he also killed them with his arm. It's one of them games, Gil, that somebody had to lose. That's how good the game was. It was like somebody had to lose. I believe it was no turnovers from either quarterback in that game. I think they both played a kind of flawless game.
I think Aaron Rodgers threw one interception, but I think he was like 4-1, 4 touchdowns to one interception. Um, but you're right. You know, two defensive teams both scoring a bunch of points. I thought that was going to be the game of the week until we saw what happened Sunday night. But we'll get into that in a minute. But you're right. I was rooting for Justin Fields. I was rooting against Aaron Rodgers. Of course, Aaron Rodgers has his snarky remarks he's going to make after the game, saying, he wanted to prove everybody wrong in the Jets organization. Whatever, dude. Whatever. You've always got to be petty. You're 41 years old. They wanted to move on from a 41-year-old, and all of a sudden you had the best game with the Steelers, better than any game you ever had with the Jets. But we could blame it on this and that and all these other reasons. But he wanted the coaches that he wanted with the Jets and the players with the Jets, and he didn't get it done. Yeah, he had that injury 2 years ago to 4 plays in. But last year was last year, and he was up and down. The first half of the season, he was very mediocre. Second half, he definitely picked it up, and he's continuing on with Pittsburgh. He's got a better coaching staff. He might have better players. Too soon to tell yet. But the Jets played well. You know, they just they had the lead twice in the fourth quarter and didn't hold on to it. That's the Jets, I guess. Good teams find a way to win, bad teams find a way to lose. It's probably an organizational thing more than anything else. So yeah, I thought that was a great game, and I think the Jets, if they don't get killed with injuries, will not finish last in that division. I mean, I'm not really going on a big limb with that, but I am making that statement now. I don't think the Jets, despite losing their probably best overall offensive line just a couple days before the season starts. Elijah Vera Tucker out for the year.
Yeah.
That's so Jets. But I still think the Jets will come to play. They are not going to be a layup pretty much for anybody. And it's nice to see Justin Fields have some success. Now, I
Yeah.
want to get to that night game, which I think was the best game, plus your game that started off the week Thursday and my game that ended the week. But before we do, let's handle a little business.
Okay.
And we'd like you to come join our friend Makoya Dunbar as she makes her bodybuilding competition debut at the OCB Chesapeake Classic Masters Nationals on October 11th, 2025 in Baltimore, Maryland, located at the Chesapeake Arts, 194 Hammonds Lane in Brooklyn Park, Maryland, 21225. It's it's the Chesapeake Classic Women's Wellness at 3 p.m. Tickets are available on site only. So be sure to check it out and support our friend, Makoya Dunbar. Now, as far as the games went, we'll do our games right after. But that Baltimore Buffalo game, wow,
Wow.
wow, wow, wow. I usually am not
Wow.
big into using numbers, but I'm not sure that there has ever been a team that put up 40 points, rushed as a team for 235 yards, and
Yes.
had a 15-point lead with just under 4 minutes to go in regulation and loses in regulation. I mean, you want to talk about a plane crash, a car crash, and a train crash. I mean, it was unbelievable. Perfect storm, perfect
So,
events happened. I mean, give Buffalo credit. They didn't give up. They kept playing, but Baltimore giving up the touchdown, Derrick Henry fumbling, which never happens with him. Um, and then on 4th and 3, and you and I talked about this, I think Baltimore has got to realize that their best players are on offense. And when it's 4th and 3, you tell your best players to go win it. Stop putting it on your defense. Stop living in yesteryear. It's not the 2000 Ravens with those big guys and Ray Lewis in the middle. Okay, this is a good Ravens defense. It is. It's a good Ravens defense. But their best player is Lamar Jackson, and
yes.
their second best player is Derrick Henry. And both of those guys were rolling. You tell them on 4th and 3, make a play, win the game,
Yes.
versus, playing not to lose. And that's what happened. And guess what? They lost again. This is a reoccurring theme under John Harbaugh, who is a very good coach. But this has happened to him a bunch of times since he's coached the Baltimore Ravens. Um, great game, great for me fantasy wise. I mean, Derrick Henry was my best player on fantasy for the week. Got me almost 30 points. It's nice to go into the game yesterday knowing that I pretty much already won, even though who I was playing had Minnesota's defense, but I was in the clear. They weren't going to score 35 points. So yeah, it's nice to win week 1. I know you know the feeling too. But
Indeed.
um, you know, I don't want to put too much against Baltimore for losing. I mean, either way, it was two heavyweights and someone was going to lose. I give credit. I guess Buffalo won it versus Baltimore losing it. I guess. But I just hope for next time Baltimore decides to put the ball in Lamar Jackson's hands to
Mhm.
win it instead of relying on a defense, because we've seen this over and over and over that at the end of the game, the defense doesn't hold up. What was your overlook when this game was over?
Um, it was what I expected. I expected the best two teams in the AFC colliding. They didn't disappoint. Both quarterbacks played at an MVP level. I think Josh Allen just took it to a different level. He is a stud. He is the top tier. He is a reigning MVP, and he showed you what he does. Like when no Josh Allen, Buffalo's not the same team, and I could say that same thing about Lamar. You remove Lamar from that equation, we've seen this happen. They're not the same team. Um, Once again, you're correct to reiterate what you were talking about. There's no way that you have that Lamar Jackson and on a 4th and 3 you don't go for it. We've seen teams that have lesser talent be aggressive and go for it. Once again, that's Hallborough being Hallborough and not being aggressive. You're allowing this defense to say, okay, we're going to hold this MVP caliber quarterback at bay. No, it didn't work out. So, yes, I believe it came out of coaching. It came out of coaching once again. And I believe that these two teams will meet each other again later on because between these two, it's going to have to either go to Buffalo or Baltimore again in order to get to the Super Bowl.
Mm.
Um, the defenses got outplayed by great offenses. That's what it was. And man, I walked away with just very impressed by both squads. I mean, it was the best game by far of all games. And it was a Baltimore letdown. There's no way that you lose a game being up 15 in the fourth quarter at all. You got outcoached, outplayed, outmaneuvered. So
A little luck played into it
oh,
too.
yeah, with the
That
Keon,
Keon Coleman
yeah,
touchdown.
yeah, with the Keon Coleman, you need them factors though. When you're talking about an epic comeback, bro, you need them type of factors in order to pull it off. It takes luck, it takes will, it takes a lot of things. But being 15, man, it's about come on, man. You gotta put that kill switch on, man. You gotta put that kill switch on. You gotta be aggressive. I don't care what you tell me. And I think a lot of coaches, when they got these leads, they start nursing leads instead of still playing their game plan.
100%. Couldn't agree more. All right. I know this isn't going to be fun to talk about this next one, but your Dallas Cowboys open the season against the reigning, defending Super Bowl champions, Philadelphia Eagles. I thought Dallas was in the game. I thought for the most part they slightly outplayed Philadelphia. I thought Dak was very good. At the end, you guys came up a little short.
Yeah.
And of all people who was kind of not ready yet, CD Lamb with the dropsies. I think officially 3 drop passes. It looked like 4, but I think it was 3, but 2 in that last drive. The last one, okay, he's jumping and he's reaching out. It's a tough one, but if you're that guy, you make that catch. But the one that he dropped before, wide open, just a slant route in rhythm. I mean, bounces right off of him. Obviously, you were disappointed, so we'll get that out of the way. But what was your takeaway with Dallas and that game?
I was the question mark for me was going to be Brian Shoddy, Shoddy as we call him for short.
Hmm.
Um,
I know the owner does.
yeah, Shoddy. What was my takeaway from Shoddy? And I was impressed. I was impressed by Shoddy. I was. I thought that one, the offense was clicking. We were clicking. One of my takeaways from week 1 in general was just the rust. It was like we seen a lot of PT players really didn't come up and perform as we expected them to. There was numerous games that was on the slate that the players just did not step up to the plate and perform. But I loved the way Dak looked. Um, the run game it wasn't dominant, but it was effective enough to keep the defense honest. Defensively, I thought we did outstanding for us the secondary and the backup because you held Devontae Smith and AJ Brown and 3 catches amongst them both. That is amazing. You held Saquon Barkley under 100 yards. You did your job up front. What we didn't have was the pass rush. The pass rush was ineffective. You could say that's where Michael Parsons comes in. I'm still saying he was nullified to a certain degree in the past with Philly, but he was able with Micah there to bring pressure on Jalen. I felt that Jalen didn't get that pressure until maybe the third quarter when Eberflus started dial up a little bit with the corners. Um, but like you said, that CD Lamb, you get paid way too much money, man. And these are crucial drops. I mean, crucial drop. These are like game changing. You make these plays, it's a whole different turnout. So I'm disappointed, but I walked away kind of optimistic too because I liked the way we looked. So if we could have that same drive, that same focus, that same trajectory, then we'll be cool. We'll be cool. We'll beat up on a lot of teams. We'll beat up on a lot of teams. We went head to head with the defending champions, and we went head to head with them. Okay. The O line was outstanding. I thought the O line did very well, very well. But we did get a present because Jalen Carter did get ejected before the game even started by doing the most disrespectful thing you could do to anybody as a human, spitting on them. Okay.
I want to go to that. We all know that he spit on him and he spit on him on purpose.
Yeah.
We know that. But what about what some people are saying that Dak kind of initiated it by kind of spitting in his direction? Yeah, it was on the ground and it wasn't at him, but it was in, they're kind of jawing at each other and he kind of spits in his direction and then they both kind of walk towards one another. To me, I've seen Zach while he plays, I've seen him spit a lot. And spitting in someone's direction versus walking right up to him and spitting on him is not the same thing. Jalen Carter, 100% wrong what he did. But do you think that there was some kind of intent where Dak like spit in his directions, like, yeah, I didn't spit on you, but I'm kind of disrespecting you too, or are you just giving Dak a complete pass? Because I'm hearing some people say Dak should be a little bit accountable too, because he kind of got the ball rolling with that.
One for them people, you're already in violation, man. I'm gonna tell you about the court of law. Court of law called that's the fruit of a poisonous tree. Okay, so whatever was found and whatever evidence was found, it was already tainted by the fact that Jalen Carter was on the wrong side of football. Period. If you're on the other side of the football, you don't have to worry about a person spitting your direction even close to you. You was already in violation. You was on the side of their huddle. So whatever was the case, we're not even having this conversation. You're not on that side of football. And once again, it doesn't warrant for you to spit on the person. So for them people to saying, well, Dak initiated, we're grown men. We're grown at the end of the day. Okay, Gil, if I spit in your direction, okay, you already on my side of the fence as is, okay? So I'm not saying that you warrant it or that you deserve that, but you're already in violation, okay? You're supposed to be on the other side of football and get ready for play, not by our huddle. So that's just my personal opinion on the whole situation.
Okay. Since that happened on literally right after the opening kickoff, Jalen Carter will only get a $57,000 fine. He will not be suspended. The league is counting because he got tossed right away. They are counting that as time served as his 1 game suspension since he literally missed the entire game. So he is just getting fined. He will be available for this upcoming week. And I'm in agreement with you too. It's all about intent. And if you can't prove intent, whether Dak got lucky, who knows what was in his head. He said Jalen Carter was mouthing off to one of his offensive line. One of his offensive linemen, the rookie that you guys drafted this year, Booker. He said that he was kind of bullying Booker, and that got Dak started verbally going at him. He said that he just spits because he spits. Nothing more than a coincidence. Only he knows. Only he knows. But we do know what Jalen Carter did, and there was intent there. So I guess we'll go to my game that finished the week. And all I could say is same old Bears. Disappointed, but not surprised. The Bears really kind of outplayed Minnesota for 3 quarters. But when you're the better team, you don't need to be better for 3 quarters. You just need to get that momentum at the right time, and that's what happened. Fourth quarter, J.J. McCarthy started to get it going. They scored a couple quick touchdowns, took the lead. Bears defense started leaking, and the offense really kind of lost rhythm, I think, after that opening drive. The opening drive, you got the 15 scripted plays, and they were able to get in the end zone. And after that, they were just kind of sputtering. And there's enough blame to go around. Offensive line, too many penalties, even though that one was a phantom call in the fourth quarter. But when your right tackle and your right guard are stinking it up, and then it looks like it could be a penalty, the Bears aren't going to get the benefit of the doubt. And Caleb kind of looked like Caleb of last year, which was disappointing. And Ben Johnson, he did a couple things that I didn't like. And one of those things, and we talked about this during the playoff game 2 seasons ago with Detroit, when you've got the lead and the team that's losing comes out at the half, they come down the field and drive for a field goal. And then you follow it up by coming down the field and you're in field goal range. Go for the field goal. It kills their momentum of what they just did. You just matched them. You had all this time between their drive and your drive. They score points and then you score points. It's like, oh, now we're back to square one, like we came out of the half, only we've got a lot less time now to make up points. But instead, you go for it on 4th down and you don't get it. They got the momentum still. That's what I don't like. And when they say analytics and analytics say to go for it, well, again, I'm not looking at numbers. I'm remembering when you did this in the playoffs and it cost you twice in the same game. Detroit against San Francisco, twice in the second half. And now in this game, you didn't go for it in the second half. And then later on after that, you do go for a very long field goal instead of going for it on 4th down. All right, it was a long 4th down, and you miss it. When you get inside the 30, you should be thinking field goal. And then don't tell me on the next possession when you're around the 35, okay, now I'm going to do it. Now I'm going to do it because it's 4th and 15 instead of, 4th and 4 like it was the previous possession. Take the points, man. Take the points. Kill that momentum. Game situation. Time management. Game situation. I say it all the time. These guys, quarterback whisperer, he's a genius and he's a savant and he's the prodigy, blah, blah, blah. But why do I know this? Well, because I'm none of those things. But why do I know this? Why do I know match their points? If you've got the lead and they got the momentum and they scored, match their score. Instead of getting greedy and getting nothing. And I'm going to say this. I'm a little worried about Caleb. I'm a little worried because he looked like he did last year too much to me. This is his second year working with a better set of quarterback coach, an offensive coordinator, offensive play caller, better head coach, all this stuff. And he kind of looked the same. After that first drive, he was airmailing some of these things. It's like he's got to calm down, slow down your heart rate. He says he doesn't get nervous, but he gets too excited because he's missing some guys that are wide open, and he's not barely missing them either. He could have hit DJ Moore a couple times. He could have hit Adunze. I don't know, man. I don't know how you fix that. It makes me kind of think like that's how he is, which means it doesn't matter if he's a better pure talent as far as the quarterback position goes. He's not going to have any more success than a Trubisky or a Fields did if you're going to miss open guys. If you're going to be consistent with being inconsistent, nobody needs that. I don't need that. And you might not be the guy. We'll find out probably at the end of this year. But as of right now, I'm a little nervous. I expected more. The offensive line is better despite with the penalties. Everything is better across the board, but you look the same that worries me. I want to chalk it up to week one, but he played in preseason. Outside of the first game, he played in 2 and 3. He got snaps. He was in those joint practices with the Dolphins and stuff like that. So I don't know, man. I'm a little worried because if he ain't the guy, then the Bears are going to be set back another 2 or 3 years because they're not going to get rid of him until his rookie contract is done and he's got 3 more years. I don't want to think like that, but this is what my eyes are telling me. So um, I'm a little down, disappointed, and it just feels like same old Bears to me. What was your takeaway?
Real quick, I thought that the Bears all played Minnesota for 3 quarters. I was questioning the JJ McCarthy, and then in the fourth quarter, he showed me what a good quarterback is going to do in the fourth quarter. He led that drive. It was like for whatever he did, the first 3 quarters didn't matter because the stud came out in the fourth quarter. And one stat I'm gonna throw at you: since his sophomore year, this guy's been 64-3 as he's a winner. That it's just some things you can't gauge, and that's one of them. You can say McConnell is a quarterback whisperer, whatever. I just know he has his guy. He has confidence in his guy, and when you have victories like that, that says a lot to your locker room. So JJ McCarthy's looking like he might be the pick that they thought he might be. So I was highly impressed. That fourth quarter, three though, it was like, man, I don't know. He struggled. The game seemed fast, and I was like, man, this is when Caleb having a whole year of going through what he went through last year. He just looked a little bit more poised in the first 3 quarters compared to that fourth quarter when you needed him the most. He just wasn't there, like you're saying. The whole offense was just sputtering. But I anticipated that kind of because once again, you're talking about new verbiage, a new system. So not to get down on your team, but I expected them to be some struggling because you're bringing a whole new system in. So I don't expect them to grasp this system that fast. And it's supposed to be a lot of verbiage, a lot of things on the quarterback. So I'm not going to walk away. But once again, I'm not the Bears fan. You are. You said you've been watching with your eyes, but it's week one. It's week one. It's a long season.
I'll tell you another thing that's bothering me. So the Bears, when they brought in Caleb Williams, they only brought in Caleb Williams. They didn't bring in any other quarterback. And right now, a lot can change.
True.
But right now, one season in and one game, out of those top 6 quarterbacks, he might be the worst one. And he went number one. He might be the worst. I think I'm definitely Jaden Daniels, definitely number one at this point. Drake May, up and down. Okay. Bo Nix, up and down, but he's winning. He's winning. Penix looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. And now McCarthy, head to head. So Drake May, head to head, beat Caleb Williams. McCarthy, head to head, first game of his career, beats Caleb Williams. And Jaden Daniels on that Hail Mary last year beat Caleb Williams. So, he's 0 for 3 against, those other 5 quarterbacks. Hasn't played Penix yet. Hasn't played Bo Nix yet, but I would say if I'm ranking them right now, 1 to 6, I might have Caleb last. I might have him last, and I definitely would have Jaden Daniels first, and he was picked right after, and the Bears didn't even look at him. So, it's frustrating. That was the number one overall pick in a draft that had good quarterbacks, and you might have picked the worst one at number one. That is concerning. I hope I'm wrong. I mean, without saying, but I'm saying it. I hope I'm wrong, but I'm relying on the 2 resources that I've had my whole life, and that's my right eye and my left eye, and that's what they're telling me right now. All right.
My question to you is overall from week one, what was your takeaways overall from week one?
Um, Positive and negative.
Yes.
Positive, I like the new kickoff rule where if you get the ball and you down it in the end zone, you're getting it to the, what was it, the 35? Is that where it is now? The 30 or
25.
35,
Yep.
something like that. So they were kicking it inside the 5 yard line and making them run. So now it's a play again. I like that. Now the kickoff is an actual play again. It's nothing, it's not automatic. Um, what I didn't like again, sloppy football, sloppy tackling. Got when you're in practice and even with pads on, you're not supposed to bring down the guy during practice. And now week one, you're seeing guys break tackles because they're so used to making contact and hesitating to stop. And that's why there were some of these long runs. Harvey with Denver with the long run, couple long runs with Henry, Derrick Henry, because they're not committing to being physical because in their head, they're not going all the way through. They're thinking about the hit more than the tackle. So that, but again, this is how it's been for over a decade now with the first couple games in September. It's like an extension of the preseason. So that's what I liked and didn't like. Those are my takeaways from that. Okay, we got to keep this moving along. Let's do it. Tiers. We got elite tier, upper tier, disappointing tier, worst tier, aka race to number one. All right. My elite tier after 1 week of football, Gills, elite tier. A is the Buffalo Bills. B, the Philadelphia Eagles. And C, the Green Bay Packers. Right now, those are my 3 top teams after week 1. What is your elite tier after week 1?
After week 1, man, my elite tier is the LA Rams, the Buffalo Bills, and the Philadelphia Eagles. That's my elite tier.
I don't want to answer for you, but why do you have LA as the number 1?
Oh my goodness, I thought that and it's not in this. It's not in this order per se. Because I thought that the defense played outstanding, which I thought they had a good defense and they really put pressure. They made life hard for CJ Stroud. They really did. He doesn't have the best O-line, but they still made it hard on him. And Matt Stafford not to play at all during preseason training camp, he had a nice connection with his receivers. That's deadly for week 1, and he hasn't played with these guys. And him and Nakua, man, him and Puka Nakua, man, that connection is there. So many weapons, and then the run game, and then you got McVay. I just think they are a strong team. They are. They did not underimpress. They held on the field goals. I mean, great job.
Mm-hmm. All right. My upper tier. Now, this is an elite, but these are teams that are playing, that are on the cusp of being in the elite tier. They're just a half a notch below. My first one, my A team, is the LA Chargers. They came out smoking, looking great. My B team is the Baltimore Ravens. And my C team is the Minnesota Vikings coming back. I think they've got the roster. If the quarterback does his job, I think Minnesota can win that division. It might be a 2-horse race between them and the Packers. Still early, obviously. Injuries do matter. We'll see how they're playing at the end of the year. But I got Chargers, Ravens, Vikings.
Right.
What is your upper tier?
And my upper tier, man, is almost similar to yours. I got the Ravens in there. I still believe they are a Super Bowl caliber team. Green Bay impressed me. And Michael Parsons, they use him sparingly in that game, but he still was effective. And the Chargers they outcoached. Look, Harbaugh outcoached Andy Reid, but to Andy Reid's defense, he didn't have his weapons, man. Rashee Rice is not there, and they lost his every Worthy three plays in, So I'm not going to beat him up too bad, but he just looked out coached to me. Like they didn't make the adjustments. because Harbaugh came out firing. So yeah, that's my three.
Okay, I like those three as well. All right, now let's go to the disappointing tier. And my first team, now I thought they were going to take a little bit of a step back, but they look like they were outclassed in week one. My A team disappointing tier is the Detroit Lions. My B team, Falcons, still disappointing me. The Atlanta Falcons. They were in it. I felt like they should have won it, but Tampa stole it. And my C team, this was one of the teams that I said was going to make a jump, be on the cusp of making the playoffs, but probably come up just short. Well, they did not look playoff worthy at all, and that would be the New England Patriots. I was very disappointed. Um, I know that the Raiders, they are improved from last year, but the Patriots kind of just didn't seem right. So I got Lions, Falcons, Patriots. They all three might be off the list for this coming, for next week's show. But for right now, that's what I have for my disappointing tier. What is your three teams for your disappointing tier?
We're in the same agreement, man. I got the same exact teams in the same position. Lions, man. And I knew better because the Lions, they lost a lot. And we talked about this. They lost offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, starting center. And it showed because the run game did not get going for them. Atlanta, great game, but it's Atlanta. What can we say about Atlanta, brother? They'll play a good game the 4 quarters and lose it all. And the Patriots, once I was highly for the hype coming in and everything. And is Diggs hurt? What's up with Diggs? Is he hurt? What's going on with Diggs? I'm confused. Is he hurt? I didn't see him at all that game.
Oh,
So
he played.
oh, he did?
He played.
Where was
Yeah,
he?
he was listed as questionable going into it, but he played. He was in it.
Oh my goodness. Well, that's not good. Um, man, it just I thought that May was going to take that leap, especially with Josh McDaniels play calling, and I didn't see it. I thought they got out coached, outplayed, out physical, everything out. It was out for everything. And I'm wondering about that Brock Bowers because he went off limping towards the end of the game. So hopefully he's not on the injury list like our buddy George Kittle.
Right. Yeah,
Yeah,
George Kittle's going to miss a month.
yeah, month.
And they also said Purdy might miss.
Purdy might not miss the next game against and we'll talk about that when we get to our picks. Man, so who you got as the worst teams, Gil?
The worst tier. The race to number one. Ugh.
Ugh.
I got the Miami Dolphins.
Okay.
I expected more. I got the Dolphins as my A team. Yeah, the graphics got the right teams, but not in the right order. The B team is the New York Giants. They just look like the Giants. They I don't know if it's Russell, if it's the O line, if it's both, but there's no juice. They're gonna have to play dart sooner rather than later because there's just no juice. You're wasting Malik Neighbors. And the C team is the New Orleans Saints. Now I'll give the Saints credit. They fought. They just don't have enough bullets, and their quarterback's not good enough. They don't have a good enough quarterback on the roster, period. But they fought. They put up a fight. You saw the effort there. But Miami, I think their head coach is the guy that's on the hottest of hot seats right now. He might not even make the whole season.
Yeah.
He gives these weird answers after the game, and it's almost like a robot slash politician, where he's answering the question, but he's not giving you an answer. It's weird. Rex Ryan don't like him. It's trending what he said on ESPN's Get Up yesterday morning, calling him a nerd. But anyway, Dolphins, Giants, Saints, those are my three teams in that order. For now, the Miami Dolphins would have the number one pick, and it wouldn't be Arch Manning because he ain't going to go to that dumpster fire. Who are your three?
Well, my three, real quick. I got the Giants in no particular order, but the Giants, same reasons. It wasn't for the fact that you got that Jackson Dart, which I got him being in this either he gonna make either the third, maybe fourth game. He'll be the starting quarterback moving forward, and that saved the Bo his job because without him, he got fired. Um, the Carolina disappointed me, totally disappointed me. I thought the Bryce Young experiment was going to be better, and it isn't. And in Miami, like you said, McDaniel, he will not be there. He's going to get fired before the year is up. He has lost control of his locker room. The team does not believe. There's no connection between Hill and Tua. They don't like each other. It is what it is.
Yeah, really, really weird. It's funny. It brings me back to Tua. Everyone's saying, "Oh, the guts, the leadership, him calling out Brian Flores after he leaves and gets fired and stuff like that." And now, Tua calling out his teammates and not being on the same page with, his best offensive weapon. Oh, I mean, everyone's so easy to point the finger at Tyreek Hill, but I don't know, man. I'm disappointed in Tua. We used to say Tua could play. Can he stay healthy? Well, he was not looking
Terrible.
great this past week at all.
Terrible. Terrible.
And he's got weapons on offense.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't have Juno Smith anymore, but you still got those two wide receivers.
They were not in the game at
Yeah,
all.
I got Waddle in fantasy. He was my worst wide receiver. He was my worst one. I had guys on the bench that I didn't play, and they put up points. Waddle didn't, but he's got to get the ball.
Get the ball. Okay.
All right. So that is our tiers for week number 1. Let's go to fantasy. You had a good week. I had a good week. I think I was thinking about this. I think this is only the second time that I've won opening week in fantasy. Only a second. And the last time I did, I won that league. It's not the only time I've won. I've won losing opening week. But the last time was actually the last time that I won. And I did well. My team did well. I know your team did really well, really well.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Gil, once again for helping me in draft day because that team is awesome. It wasn't even fun. And I had my number 1 player on the bench because I thought that Baker Mayfield was going to put up bigger numbers than Josh Allen. Woe to me because I was totally wrong. That guy smoked fantasy on Sunday. Jeez Louise, man.
Sure did. All those touchdowns. Woo!
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 I'll get to your pick your stardoms and sit-ems first, Gil.
All right, my stardom and sit-em. Now I'm going by the eye test and just knowing what I see. I'm not bringing up any numbers because I don't want to bring up stats from last year. Okay, last year was last year, and we're only into week number 2. So when we're like a month in, then that's when I'll start doing numbers and tendencies and stuff like that. But right now, I'm just doing the eye test. My stardom this week is going to be running back Jordan Mason from the Minnesota Vikings. Now, they got a two-headed monster there with Jordan Mason and Aaron Jones. But Aaron Jones, they're using him more in the passing game, where Jordan Mason is more of the handoff guy to run between the tackles guy. And their matchup, the Minnesota's matchup, is the Atlanta Falcons this week. And the Falcons, although they've added to their pass rush, they actually didn't add. They actually subtracted in their rush defense by releasing Grady Jarrett. So I think that is going to be a favorable matchup, in particular the running game, in particular Jordan Mason. I see him getting 15 to 18 touches, purely rushing between the tackles, and I think he gets in the end zone. So I got as my stardom, I got Jordan Mason. Who do you have as a stardom?
For the stardom, man, this week I got Dak Prescott because he's going against the Giants, so he should have a big game. It's going to be a high volume passing for him. It's a favorable matchup, and he should be a top 10 fantasy pick this week. So whoever got Dak, definitely start him.
he always kind of does well against the Giants. Now the Giants have a good defense, but if you keep putting the offense on the field because your offense isn't working, then eventually players get tired. They're still not quite in midseason form since they're only going into week number 2. And you're right. I like that matchup. I like Dak. I think Dak's going to put up big numbers, and I think CeeDee Lamb is going to put up real big numbers because he's going to want to make up for taking the responsibility of the week 1 loss on his shoulders. Now, my sit-em was a guy that you picked as your stardom last week, and my sit-em is Baker Mayfield. I don't like the matchup that the Texans defense, in particular their pass rushers, they got some killers on that side of the ball. And I think they're going to come after Baker. I think Baker's going to get mollywopped. He's probably going to get sacked like 3 times, but he's going to be hit or someone's going to be in his face, 10, 11, 12 times in the game. He's going to be beat up. He's going to be feeling, he's going to want that cold bathtub when that game is over because he is going to be sore. So I'm saying sit Baker Mayfield against the Houston Texans. Who is your sit-em?
Me, I got David Njoku from Cleveland. Whoever is at tight end, sit him. They're not using him. They're not targeting him. I thought he'd get more usage, but he's not. So if you have him, I would sit him because he's not going to get you a lot of points this week, especially going against the Ravens.
I think the thing with Njoku is if he's on your roster, don't play him until he has a good game.
Yeah.
And if you go halfway into the year and he hasn't had a good game in 8 games,
get rid of him.
Go do your ad drop because there's always going to be a player or two that's going to underachieve no matter who they are, no matter who you have on your roster. You always look at the waiver wire. You're always looking to improve. Don't have them on your bench all year. Do half a year. He's not doing it. Drop him. Pick up somebody else, especially if you're looking for another wide receiver because like I said before you did your draft, wide receiver has the most depth. And you could pick up Tippmann because Tippmann got in the end zone. You could get him from Cleveland. Lose Njoku. The thing that I worry about is how long are they going to keep Flacco in there? If they keep losing and you got these 2 rookie quarterbacks, do you take a chance that they're going to make a switch? Which one is it going to be? And is he going to favor the tight end? Because the tight end doesn't go on deep routes as much as the wide receiver does. So it's supposed to be an easier pass, an easier play. So are they going to do play designs for a tight end once they bring in a rookie quarterback? Got to stay tuned with that. But I think as long as Joe Flacco's there and Njoku's not putting up the numbers after week 8, you got to go, partner. You got to go. So I think that was a good one with you. Now, before we do our picks that we do every week, let's go back to how we to what we were talking about at the start of the show. WWE brings back AJ Lee. We know AJ Lee is the wife of CM Punk. They are really working this storyline with CM Punk and Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins got Becky Lynch a week ago to get involved in this now. Her slapping CM Punk's face and really embarrassing him. And then a week later, AJ Lee is there. I was never the biggest AJ Lee fan as a performer. She's nice to look at, but they got a lot of girls on the roster that are nice to look at. But the fact that she is married to CM Punk, I think it might be a short-term deal. I don't know how long they can keep this rivalry going. They might be able to work this to a main event of WrestleMania next year. They might be able to do that because the Roman Reigns Cody Rhodes thing lasted for 2 years. They might be able to do this. And I don't know how legit the heat is between Seth Rollins and CM Punk. It certainly seemed real when CM Punk made his return, but we all know that the rivalry between guys, when they keep it long, that usually means that they get along. It's very rare that you get a Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels kind of deal.
Mhm.
It can happen, but considering CM Punk and his history of working with people and talking bad about people and not getting what he wants and taking his ball and going home, the fact that he's playing the good soldier right now makes me think that this is a work, that it's not a shoot, it's a work where these guys, are acting like they hate each other. But at this point, a thing like this, they're bringing in a lot of money, they're making a lot of money for themselves. So it's working good as far as storyline goes. I like that they brought AJ Lee back, but I don't think she's going to be full-time. If she wasn't full-time over a decade ago, why would she be full-time now? So that's my look on that. What's your feeling on the AJ Lee return? Are you liking it, disliking it? You're meh
Uh,
about it?
I mean, I think it's a good storyline. Like you said before, I think when you bring your wives in it, you know, before I would have been like, at first they ran it good as far as him not liking CM Punk. But I'm starting to believe that's not true now. I think that they probably had a conversation before they came back, and then, we grow up, we change, and now I believe that they didn't work it to the point where it's like, hey man, let's get this money when we can, man. Bring your wife back, let her have a little good run, and like you said, I don't think it's gonna be a long run because of the talent that's on the roster. There's some females in there that really are good wrestlers, that real good performers. So I mean, it's good for wrestling for now. Keeps it interesting.
Yeah, I mean, what's AJ Lee gonna do against Rhea Ripley? What's
Nothing.
she gonna do against Nia Jax? What's she
Nothing.
gonna do against Bianca Belair when she comes back? What's she gonna do against Charlotte Flair?
Right. No, none of the above.
This is the crop now. You can work an angle against Becky Lynch for a little while. They're, approximately the same size and all that. And Becky will make her look good. Becky will take care of her. But against some of these other bigger girls, more athletic girls, you're going to have to do more than, do a spear and do those, weak punches, that never hit the face and pulling on the hair. Like, been there, done that. The one thing you can tell in the last 10 years, the women's division has advanced.
Yes.
There's a reason why there's no longer a Divas championship.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? You got a champion on either side, on SmackDown and Raw, and they created a women's intercontinental championship. So there is no 24/7 championship. There's no Divas championship. That's gone. That's to the wayside. So unless AJ Lee, and I don't think she's been putting in the training like that. If she didn't do it when she was in her 20s, I don't think she's going to do it in her late 30s. That's just my opinion. I think she's a fan, but I don't think she has the love as being a worker. I think that's why she was only, on the roster for like 2 years before she quit and didn't re-up her contract. But again, for now, it's working, so I don't want to poo-poo it. And the other thing we got to bring up, which, nationally is not being brought up too much, we got a big boxing match coming up on Saturday. Canelo Alvarez, Saul versus Terrence Crawford. This should be quite entertaining. I got into it with a friend on X, not someone that I actually personally know. He is Mexican American. He is picking Canelo.
As you should.
Obviously, I'm picking Terrence Crawford. Um,
Yes.
I listen. Canelo is the bigger guy, got the heavier punches.
Eh,
Will probably do more damage when he connects. But Terrence Crawford is if he's not the pound for pound top guy, I mean, he's right there. And when Canelo goes up against one of those top pure boxers, he's given a boxing lesson. They give it to him. I'm going to tell you something right now. Not only will, uh, um, in my opinion, if he would have fought uh, Amir Khan
mhm,
like a year earlier than he did, before he actually ever had a loss, I think Amir Khan would have beat him.
mhm.
Because Amir Khan's punching, like he doesn't have the power, and you can knock him out. He's been knocked out. Canelo knocked him out, but Amir Khan was winning that fight. And a year earlier, before he got, excuse the expression, punch drunk, I think Amir Khan would have beat him. I think he would have beat him. And Terrence Crawford has not been knocked out. He has not been knocked down. He has not been clipped like that where he got in trouble. And I don't see this version of Canelo Alvarez beating Terrence Crawford. Now I don't like the inactivity. He's only fought once in the last year and a half, I think. And this is obviously a big step up from his last big fight against Spence.
Mm-hmm.
But ultimately, I feel very secure in saying I think Crawford is going to win this fight. Now, boxing is more your wheelhouse than it is mine. How are you seeing this fight? Not just the winner who ultimately will get their hand raised, but how do you see it progressing, and then how do you see the outcome?
Oh man, I think you got two alphas who both have never been knocked out. It's going to be a fight. I think it's going to go the distance for sure. I was having this conversation. Terrence Crawford is not intimidated. He's not afraid of Canelo. He's going to go in there.
How would he be?
Yeah, he's going to go in there with a big chick. Most fighters go in that ring with him. They talk it, but they really get intimidated by him. He started walking them down, and they get big eyed, and next thing you know, here we go. Terrence Crawford is coming to fight. Okay, and they keep talking about the power and can he take Canelo's power? He's a boxer. Okay, he's been proving people wrong since he's jumped in the sport. So I got him. He wanted to outbox him, which I think he could do. So I'm not sleeping on Canelo. You can't sleep on Canelo because he is who he is. He is the undisputed champion in that weight class. Okay, so this will be epic. And I'm upset more the fact that we talk about Jake Paul and Mike Tyson. We talked about now I guess we'll talk about Paul fight Tank
Mayweather.
Davis, now
Mayweather
and Tyson. Now that's the next clown show that's up. And here you got two prime boxers, and we have not spoken about them. This is disrespectful to the sport of boxing, and boxing should be ashamed. It should be a shame when we can't sell this. This is way bigger to me than Pacquiao and Mayweather fight. Why? Because you got two champions, bro. Come on, man. Come on, box. We gotta do better. We gotta do better, man. But I'm not going to be too much on that. I can't wait Saturday. I can't wait to see this fight. And I want to just, hey, man, was to move on from there, man.
Got a lot of kids to feed with the money that they'll be making. 10 kids between the two of them.
Yeah, they've been making babies.
10 kids. Canelo has 3, and Terrence has 7. He has 7 kids.
He went big. He can afford them.
He most certainly can. All right. Now we are at the part of the show which is our specialty. You wouldn't think so after week 1, but we started off slow last year too. We'll pick it up. And it's that time.
All right, my brother.
All right, let's get it crack-a-lackin'. Thursday, 8:15. The Washington Commanders at the Green Bay Packers. The Packers are a 3.5 point favorite. By the way, I got these point spreads off of ESPN last night. So if it changes before they play, I don't know what to tell you. Keep track of the point spread, and the total points is 48.5. Brother, break the seal. Who do you have winning this game, or at least covering the number?
3.5. Now I feel about 3.5. But I actually got the Packers, man. I got the Packers winning this game, and I got the Packers winning in a shootout. So I'm taking Green Bay Packers for my first pick. What about you, my brother?
I'm taking the Washington Commanders with my first pick. I don't like the 3.5. I don't like that number. So Green Bay might win, but they'll probably win by 1 or 2. I don't think they covered a 3.5. Or maybe they even win by 3 by a field goal, but that's not going to be enough. And 48.5, two good teams. I think they're going to put up points, so I got the over.
Okay.
You have the over or the under?
Add over.
Over. Okay, moving on. Sunday, 1 o'clock, my Chicago Bears travel to the Motor City as they take on the Detroit Lions. The Lions are a 4.5 point favorite. The total number is 47.5. I'll take this one.
Okay.
I got my Bears covering the number. They may not win outright, but I have them losing by less than 4.5. And the offense was still a little spotty, so I'm not going to say the Bears are going to put up good points until I see them put up good points. And Detroit did not put up good points either. So I'm going to take the under on the 47.5. Give me the Bears with the under.
For this game, I'm in agreement with you. I like the Bears, and I also like the under in this game. So give me the Bears.
Okay, we are in agreement. Next game, Rams at the Titans. The Rams on the road are a 5.5 point favorite, and the total number is 41.5. What are you thinking?
It's gonna be a tough game, man. But give me the Rams. I like the defense. I like the offense, and I got week 2 with them. So let me the Rams, and I also got this going to the under. So Rams and under for me.
I also have the Rams, but I have the over.
Okay.
Over. Okay, next game, Jacksonville at the Bengals. Both of these teams won week 1. Neither one looked very impressive. Jacksonville traded away one of their running backs to the Eagles today. Uh, um, and the Bengals, I have Joe Burrow in fantasy. We both said we thought he was going to win the MVP. Maybe he will. But again, Cincinnati's defense is so bad. Cleveland had the ball like 3 times as long as Cincinnati did. With that being said, the Bengals at home are a 3.5 point favorite, and the over-under is 49.5. I'm going to take Jacksonville here, surprisingly. On the road, Bengals might win, but they didn't play well week 1. I don't think they cover that number. I think they win, but I don't think they cover the number. And 49.5, that's not quite 50. So give me the under on
Okay.
on that.
And for me, I'm agreement with the Jags, but I'm gonna take it to the over. So give me Jags and over.
Jags and over. Next game, divisional game. Browns at the Ravens. Both of these teams lost. The Ravens at home are a 12.5 point favorite, and the total number is 44.5. What do you think?
That's a good one, man. But I don't normally taking them high spreads like that, man. But give me the Ravens. Give me the Ravens and give me the over.
I'm going to go the opposite way. Give me the Browns, 12.5. That is a big number. Ravens will probably dominate the game and give up a late touchdown or something like that to win by 10 or 12, not 12.5. So I'm going to do the Browns, and 44.5. I'm going to do the under. So we are opposite on that game. All right, next game, Bills and Jets. I have a question for you about the Bills.
Mm-hmm.
Something that I never thought of up until a couple days ago. So why is it that all the teams, their nickname is pretty much their logo, right? Like the Jets, Giants, whomever, 49ers. But when it comes to Buffalo, their logo is a buffalo. So what's a bill? They're the Buffalo Bills. What's a bill?
Yeah,
They're using the city name as the logo for their team, but they're actually called the Bills. So what's a bill?
We might have to research that one. I'm gonna Google that one.
Okay. So you don't know.
No, I don't.
Like myself, I don't know. But I think that's very strange. They're the only one that their logo is actually the city, which they play. Um, Bills at the Jets. Bills are a road 6.5 point favorite, and the total number is 45 and a half. I'm going. I know this is a scary pick because Baltimore is so physical and they used up so much emotional energy. But the Bills are a better team right now. I think they can win by a touchdown. So I'm going to go Bills cover to 6.5. But I'm going to take the under on the 45 and a half.
All right. We're in agreement. I like the Bills, but give me the over. So give me
Oh,
Bills and over.
Bills and over. Next game, New England Patriots at
Oh,
the Miami Dolphins. The Dolphins are a home 1.5. To me, unless they're playing the Giants or the Saints, they shouldn't be a favorite to the Sisters of the
I'm
Poor.
right with it.
So they are a 1.5 point favorite. The number is 44 and a half. How do you see it?
I got the Patriots, man. Give me the Patriots. I'm not jump. I can't mess with the Dolphins, man. They're not in sync with each other. Uh, it's too much. It's too much stuff going on now in Miami for me to ever ride with Dolphins at this particular time. So give me the Pats.
44 and a half over under.
I got the Pats game. Got that going over.
You got it over. I got it under. Hmm. All right. So we're disagreeing here. Good, good, good. All right. The San Francisco 49ers, who lost a couple of key players. Kittle is officially listed out. Purdy, we're going to probably find out tomorrow because Wednesday is when you got to put out that first injury report. So the 49ers walking wounded against the New Orleans Saints. 49ers on the road are a 4.5 point favorite. I think if Purdy doesn't play, give me the Saints. I don't know if they're going to win, but 4.5. Backup quarterback. Who is their backup quarterback?
That's
Um,
man.
I got to think it's not Garoppolo.
Mm.
I know it too. It's not Lance.
Yeah, Trey Lance is not there anymore.
Yeah, I think he might be with the Chargers now. I can't. It'll come to me. It'll come to me. So I got give me the Saints and the number is 40 and a half. That's a low number. I'm going to take the over on that. I'm going to roll the dice and take the over. What are you thinking Saints Niners?
Saints for the points and give me the under.
The under seems so obvious to me. That's why I'm taking the over. All right. The New York Football Giants at your Dallas Cowboys.
Mm-hmm.
Your Cowboys are a 5.5 point favorite against the Giants, and the number is 44 and a half. You take it. Your team.
Oh man, I'm taking the Cowboys. We dominate them with Dak there. We dominate them. And Jackson Dart will get his start because we're gonna knock out Russell Wilson. So give me the Cowboys, and I'm gonna take this to the under because I don't think the Giants gonna be able to pick the points up.
That's what I was thinking. I think Dallas will score, but I don't think the Giants are going to do a lot of scoring. So I'm in total agreement. I got Cowboys. They covered a 5.5 and the under on the 44 and a half. All right. Seattle at Pittsburgh.
Interesting game.
Seattle coming off a loss. Pittsburgh coming off of a great win. Pittsburgh is a 2.5 point favorite, and the number, this is a low one, 39 and a half. This
Yeah.
this this is one of the easier picks for me, which means I'm probably going to get it wrong. But give me Pittsburgh to cover the 2.5 at home, and I'll take the over because that is a very low number.
Oh man, Phew. I'm curious about this line, man. It got me on the fence. And you said you got the Steelers, but I'm gonna pick what I wrote. So give me the Steelers also, and with the Steelers, I got this to the under.
Ooh, under. So you don't think there's going to be scoring.
Yeah.
All right. 405 games now. The Denver Broncos coming off a win despite Bo Nix trying very hard to give that game away, are on the road against a fellow horse team, and that would be the Indianapolis Colts coming off of a good win. Daniel Jones looked good, but does he come back to earth against a real defense? Denver is a 2.5 point road favorite. The number is 42.5. How you seeing it?
I'm actually going to take the points with the home team. So give me the Colts. Give me the Colts and under.
I have Denver, but I also have the under.
Okay.
Yeah, I think at some point Daniel Jones turns into a pumpkin again. Um, Panthers at Arizona. Panthers lose week 1. Arizona wins week 1. Arizona at home is a 6.5 point favorite, so they got one by a touchdown, and the number is that always tricky 45.5. So I got Arizona because they're the better team and they're at home. At 6.5. Ooh, that's a little scary, but I say they win by a touchdown and they get the over on the 45.5.
All right. I'm in agreement with you with Arizona. And I'm also in agreement with the over. So we're in total agreement with this game. So give me Arizona and the over.
Okay. 425 game, the only 425 game. And I'm just going to put this out there now. Uh, this is a game, if you're a betting person, I would stay away from if you're listening to what I have to say, because I don't pick winners when it comes to this team. But the Philadelphia Eagles are on the road against the Kansas City Chiefs. This is a Super Bowl rematch. The Eagles are a 1.5 point favorite, road favorite, and the number is 46.5. I think the Eagles are healthier. Despite being on the road, I'm picking the Eagles to win and cover the 1.5 on the road. 46.5. I'm going to take the over. So give me the Eagles with the over.
I don't like the Eagles. You know, I don't like the Eagles, but I'm gonna pick the Eagles in this game because once again I think they're a healthier team, and I don't see AJ Brown nor Devontae Smith having the type of game they had against the Cowboys. So give me the Eagles.
Over under.
I got the over.
Over. Okay. Yeah, I'm not exactly an Eagles fan, but I call it like I sees it. All right. The night game. Sunday night, 8:20 NBC. The Atlanta Falcons, coming off a tough loss, will visit Minnesota. Minnesota is a home 4.5 point favorite, and there is that dreaded 45.5 points total. You take this one.
For this one, man, I actually got Atlanta. I got Atlanta, and I got this going to the under. Atlanta and to the under.
I am in half agreement. I also have Atlanta. Just because I don't like that 4.5. I think Minnesota wins. I just don't think they cover. And I'm going to take the over. I think there's going to be some points in this game. You got the under, I got the over. Monday night, there's 2 games. The first one is at 7 p.m. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers pulling out a win, go up against the Houston Texans. They had a tough week 1 matchup against the Rams. But now they're at home. It's a 2.5 point spread. And the number is 42.5, which I think is a little low. So give me the Texans to bounce back after week 1 and win and cover. And I'm going to take the over 42.5. I think they're gonna score a little more than that. So give me the Texans. Give me the over.
All right, man. I got the Texans, but I got them to the under in that game. So give me the Texans and the under.
Texans under. Okay. And the last game of the week, it's a late one. So if you've got school or work the next morning early, you might have to DVR this game. But it is the Los Angeles Chargers at the Las Vegas Raiders. Both teams coming off a win. It's a divisional game. They always play each other hard, especially early in the season. The Chargers are a road 3.5-point favorite, and the total number is 46.5. Give me the Raiders at home. They may lose, but I don't like 3.5. I never like that. 3.5, 7.5, 10.5. Hate those numbers. So give me the Raiders. They probably lose, but they lose by 3 or less. And I'm going to take the under on the 46.5.
And I got the Raiders, and I'm with you. I got the Raiders to the under.
Raiders under. So we are in agreement on that last game, but we differed a lot. We differed a lot on this one. So anything else you want to add? Anything else at all?
Oh, man, just hopefully y'all could tune in, like, subscribe to our channel, and hopefully y'all have a winning week. We can all cash out for everybody putting on bets in. We can cash out. Last week was a rough one. It's week 1. I look to have a winning week this week, and I'm sure Gil does too.
So I want to thank everybody for tuning in to the What's Good with Gil and Larry podcast on the Box Office Buzz 302 channel. Check us out again next Tuesday at 9:30 p.m. And make sure you hit like, subscribe, tell a friend, and get yourself to ring that bell so any notifications come up. It'll come up on your phone, and you'll see that notification, and you'll click on it, and you'll be like, hey, what's going on with the Box Office Buzz 302 channel? Because we got other stuff coming up on here. We got other shows coming up. Matt's going to have something coming up real soon. So make sure you check it out. Check out the channel. Check out the boxing so we can talk about boxing on Tuesday. It's a big one. You know, boxing's on life support, whether they want to admit it or not. So we need you to help the sport out. It's on Netflix. So if you got Netflix, which most people do, it is free $99, which is the best price for me. That's right. I said free $99. So for my main man, Mr. LL Larry Loper, I'm Gilly Rosario. We'll see you next Tuesday. Check out the games. Stay healthy. Watch the fights. And deuces.